Good morning from New Belgrade. Today we are on our way to visit the second largest city in Serbia, Novi Sad. And we're taking the high-speed train that just opened up in March of 2022. It's just 36 minutes from the New Belgrade station, which is where we're heading now. So we needed to take a short bus ride to get to the train station, and as luck would have it, transit information in Google Maps was down. So we kind of knew where we were going because we had mapped it out last night, but it's so interesting how dependent we are on these applications. Anyway, we're headed to the train station now. So getting the train tickets was pretty easy. There's a mobile app, which is in English, which is always a plus, right? And we just went online and purchased our tickets. I think it was maybe like $19 US. I'll put that up on the screen here. Round trip, so to and from, because we're making a day trip out of this. So not bad price for high-speed rail. Something we learned about the high-speed train, it's the Soko. It means Falcon in Serbian. So we've arrived in Novi Sad and we're heading over to the fortress, but we're struggling a little bit with the bus system. There's a really great mobile app we downloaded, but it doesn't seem like the buses are actually coming. So we're just gonna walk, or at least we're gonna follow the bus route. And if the bus comes, then hopefully we'll jump on. We didn't plan this day very well, so it's kind of on us, but we'll just sort of try to make an adventure out of it. So it looks like the number 3 bus that we're trying to take doesn't stop at the bus stops that the app says stops at. So we're gonna have to work on that one and try to figure out what the bus route actually looks like, since the official app doesn't have the correct information. All right, well, we have now walked a little over 3 kilometers and we are just approaching the fortress. And there's the number 3 bus that we've been looking for.
Like most cities in the Volcan region where we are now, Novi Sad has a very complicated history. That's probably the easiest way to put it. Lots of outside forces have come in and occupied the city, way back from, of course, the Romans and then Hungarians, the Austrians, and I think the Habsburgs probably made the biggest impact in some way. That was like 16, 17 somethings, and when they came in, they decided that all the Catholics were going to live on the fortress side of the river. And if you weren't Catholic, you had to move to the other side of the river. So that's why you really don't find Catholic churches on the other side of the river. Now, I'm sure someone will tell me I'm wrong and point out a Catholic church over there, but at the time that the Habsburgs were here, that was not allowed. So, interesting thing about the clock tower behind us, the hands on the base are actually reversed. So if you take a look, it seems a little odd, the white hands. This was done so the fishermen on the river could tell the hour and see what time it was when they were out.
So I have to be honest, I did not do my homework, so I don't know much about, or actually anything about this fort. So I'm relying solely on Stephanie to have done a little bit of homework, and honestly I haven't asked her yet, so let me go find her and see what's up. Hey babe.
Yeah, babe.
Do you know anything about this fort?
Well, funny you should ask. One thing I know is it's actually in the town of Petrovaradin. I'm sure I butchered that. So it's actually a different city than Novi Sad, which is just across the Danube from where we are. Another thing I know is that in about 1235, one of the kings of Hungary, Bela, that's a great name, Bela, he brought some French monks over here and they built a monastery on the ruins of what is now the fort. And then our friends the Ottomans wanted to come in, of course, and they were held off at the fortress, but then they finally took over and they were here for a couple hundred years.
Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing that.
You're quite welcome.
Also, I would say this is one of the biggest fortresses that we've been to. I mean, it's really large, very big sprawling grounds, kind of a cool place to come walk. All right, first of all, I think we've grossly underestimated the size of the city.
Yes.
It's large. Secondly, I'm getting hungry. I think it's about time to go get something to eat. Jiveli. So we stopped at this restaurant, Serievsky Chevap, and their specialty is like these kebab sandwiches. So that's what we've ordered, one each. We've ordered a shopska salad, which is like cucumbers and onions and tomatoes with some cheese on top. And then of course, it wouldn't be Stephanie and Chris without some French fries. So that's on the menu as well. All right, this looks really good, and I'm really hungry, so we're gonna dig in.
That is really nice. Super juicy. You can taste the grill on it. Really nice. You'll enjoy this, Chris.
This pita bread is so good. It's like a big juice pillow that just soaks up all of the meaty juice and goodness. And it's also like char grilled, so really good. Well, that was a pretty amazing lunch.
So delicious. So behind me is the beautiful Gothic Revival Name of Mary Catholic Church. So earlier when I said there weren't Catholic churches on this side of the river, yeah, I was wrong. Maybe back in the day there weren't, but you can see this beautiful example of a Catholic church behind me. Let's go inside and see it. Behind me is the City Hall of Novi Sad. The architecture is really nice, kind of a neoclassic Roman influence. What I was able to find out said that it was about 100 years old, so who knows? The building could be older than that, but it's still beautiful. And this is the Bishop's Palace. He actually lives here and he's the bishop of the Serbian Orthodox Church. Somehow I don't think he'll be inviting us in for tea, but I'm sure it's nice inside. So behind me is the Cathedral Church of the Holy Great Martyr George, or St. George's Cathedral. I'm hoping we can go inside and see it because it's supposed to have some really beautiful icons. So I'm really glad we were able to take pictures inside the church. It was a little dark, but there was beautiful iconography and some really nice trompe-l'oeil art detail.
So our train leaves at 5 p.m., which gives us about an hour more to explore the city before we need to head back to the train station. So we're gonna see what else is going on here. All right, look, caffeine fix, and now we are heading back to the station. About to call it a day.
So we had a great day here in Novi Sad. Definitely recommend you come here when you're in Belgrade if you have the chance. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and please consider subscribing. It really helps get our content out to more people on YouTube. Thanks so much. See you in the next one. I think it's prettier than St. Sava's. I'm sure I'll get some flack for that.
We are off to check out some wineries.